Ahoy there, I'm TinyPirate. Whoa, it's very stormy out there. Welcome back to Ethan Coltville 1 and 2. We are going to do a bit of a challenge today. We're going to see if we can expand our village all the way over to here. And I think we might start out here. It's going to be a little bit crazy, but we're going to get ourselves some longhouses and roundhouses around this area. And we're going to work back towards the town, just trying to build where we can, get ourselves a massive township underway, because we don't have one yet, and I want to see just how big we can push this thing. So first of all, really what we're going to have to do is tell them to give me all the trees in the area, please. We're going to have to just smash all of these trees and take them all down. Come on, trees, you all need to go. Just get out of the way, and we will, cut things down, and then we're going to start telling them to give us. There we go. We're going to start telling them to put down some housing and building, and I think what we want to probably do is start with some residential areas, and I should really just use shift and plonk a few down. And we're going to get some of these up, and then we're going to get storehouses and all the other little accoutrements that we want in a township. And once that's underway, we'll be able to start working on our mega town, taking it all the way back over here. So let me get cracking with that, and we'll see how I go in a little while. The Lakeside Village is coming along quite well. I've had to put in a few defences because raiders do like to try it on around here. So we've laid out rough foundations for the village, which has taken them all a little while to get through because population growth is fairly slow. I'm pretty convinced that all the travel time back across to the main settlements is a big part of the reason that's the case. Now, I have done a little bit of enhancement and improvement for the kind of fun of it. I put these couple of watchtowers in. They are basically useless, but I like them. Over here, we've got a small amount of settlement, but really not that many people are living in this vicinity, which is a bit of a pain because these towers don't get populated. What else is going on? Walls are sort of going up here a little bit. A bit of sheeping is going on. That's a technical term. You can write that one down. And a little bit of clothing and bakering and various other food storage activities. And we're, throwing up more defensive towers. They do need the people to be in them, so I actually need people to live out here. And that's proving quite hard to pull off. People don't necessarily seem to want to stay. I like that little sunken down look. However, we're getting a bit of progress here. I've got a bunch of barley, which is mostly there to pretty much get more fodder because we're getting very low on straw. We have hay here, of course, which helps. But in fact, now we're up to 4 fields. I think it's probably time for a little bit more. So one more haystack over here will probably do the trick. We keep getting all these low warnings about linen. But I have a ton of linen cloth lying around now. I've been buying it. I've put in more weavers. We're just not getting to making it. So I don't know. Maybe if I just queue up a bunch like that, we can smash these numbers up. We're not limited. There's no limit involved. It's just one of those things. Seems to be maybe the scale of the game at this point, and there's so much busy work going back and forth. I'm sure as I drive around here with a camera, you'll see they're just constantly going back and forth, visiting our second town or third town, and not much I can do about that, but it's kind of fun anyway, isn't it, just to see how crazy and big I can make things. Early on in this development, there were just dozens of carts, by the way, just all left lying around as buildings went up. It was pretty funny to watch. It did definitely look a little bit like a building site. And this curtain wall will go through as these rock piles are torn down, and then I'll be able to put a gate here, I suspect. But right now, trading priority is to look for. We don't really need food. We've got piles of it. Iron don't need. Steel arguably, but I'm not exactly super flush with stuff to trade. I often trade away the bones. Don't need a vast number of those. Sometimes I trade away a little wool or linen because I do have a pile. But as you can see, I just want to hold off right now in case there is clothing. Actually, one thing that does trade well is these. We're producing a lot of fishing rods, and I'm not even exactly sure why. I don't think we're... Maybe they're just easy to make. Let's go check. The fishing rods must be pretty easy to make because we're making a lot of them and they're worth a lot. Yeah, I mean, they just take a little bit of the linen and they take sticks. We got tons of linen now that I put in extra fields of flax. So we should be fine on that. At least we can buy our way out of some problems we're facing here. But village town is ticking along quite well. I'd like to be able to sort of expand around the edge, but it's actually not really much flat ground. Like there's some flat ground here. Definitely could put more village in here. But it takes them a while to get much done with all this travel. And are we missing some kind of wall here? Is that really what's going on, gentlemen and ladies? Yeah, looks like it. So we better make sure we fix up some of these holes. Otherwise we... No, it's going to have to be on the side. Oh, maybe all that'll work. Yeah, we'll get these holes patched up, figure out where the rest of them are, and keep building. Village 3. Give me some names for it. I'll become a member and I'll name it after you. Raiders are coming in, but I think we're going to be okay once I remember to sound the alarm. Quite a few of them. 3, 6, 12, well, about 15 there. 12, 15. But we do have pretty extensive towers now. And you can see our people running. What have you got? You armed well, composite bow. They are running for the towers to man them, which is great. And woman them, to be fair. There you go, old female. You gonna take a spear and run into a tower? Nice. Good on you, lady. Everyone mans the battlements around here. You just keep running around the edge and then die. That's what I like to see. A few of them get a few spears off, but I'm hoping we don't lose any towers because they are difficult to maintain. Leave that horse alone, a raider adult male. Poor donkey. I think this is going to be a bit of a wash for the raiders. They don't really survive on this side of town very long. Made it all the way around. Dogs finished them off. Excellent. Don't even need to close the gate. So this town over here, this little corner is doing great now. We're at 183, 182 people. Food is kind of plummeting, which is actually slightly horrifying. I'm not entirely sure why that is, to be perfectly frank. I suspect I'm just having issues with the scale. I have had the population climb to about 193 and then drop right back down sort of 180 again if I've had a particularly unlucky raid. It's time to buy as much food as I possibly can. I still don't think it's necessarily... Well, that cattle, maybe not. Steel sickles, why not? I don't know if this is going to help us get through it. I've got a whole bunch of, bronze swords to get rid of. Now we'll just do that. So I don't know if we're going to make it through. And I'm actually not entirely sure that we can hit 200 people. I don't know if the game's going to let us. This town over here, look at it, it's doing really well. I've double walled a lot of places and I've even double gated. I've got these little towers up here which are untested, and I haven't actually seen anyone make it up there during a red alert yet, so I don't know if they would. We've got a whole pile of fruit and vegetables out here. We've got a few peas. Yeah, we really need the food to start coming in, or we're going to have some significant issues. I could start to execute some of the cattle. In fact, I don't know why I'm not. I'm going to up that. What are we on for cattle? Let's just drop the number of cattle a touch. The sheep we haven't even got close to. I'm going to leave that. Actually, I might up that for horses. No, I'm going to leave it for now because of the food. Because we do have a fair number of carts kicking around. So the population are doing generally okay. We've got 2 men here brought in here to build a dolmen. There should be another one cresting the neighborhood from, I'm suspecting, over here sometime soon. I'm hoping that will generally help morale and will hopefully see us hit towards our maximum population, because right now we're not doing it. We're not seeing the populations climb like I need them to, which is a little distressing. I need more stone. Where are we going to get it around here? There's a couple of spots here. Okay, you do that. I'll put in a couple more. Bam. There we go. So I'm hoping we will see some come in. Let's wait a little bit and see if we can get this bustling town up to the right number. And there we have it, folks. We've hit 200 people, but in the process I've broken the counter. In fact, I got a little announcement, a little achievement just before saying what was it? Overpopulation. So this is what happens at 200 people. In fact, between the little cut you just saw in this current video, I actually had the population fall as low as 130. There was a weird starvation issue, and I don't exactly know what it was. And now I have this massive cattle overpopulation issue. I mean, I can't even get rid of enough. I can't even get rid of enough cows before I end up with even more. I mean, they're just everywhere. They're like locusts. They're eating up all my straw, which is slowing down things like repairs, which is extremely annoying, which is why we're just hovering at 200 right now in particular. And they're just everywhere. I don't know. There's probably some of them. Yeah, there's a whole bunch hanging around in here for winter that you'll see when they come out, which is also why I'm getting all these alerts. I just have way too many. I've set the game limits at only 50, but they just crowd out everything else. They seem to eat all the food before the sheep or the goats can get to it. The sheep numbers have like gone to 0 at least twice since you last saw the game. And it's all just a little bit carried away and crazy. I don't know quite what's going on there. I'm going to have to report it to Madruga Works. Feels like something funky because I just can't get rid of the damn things. And I need the sheep for clothing. And they're just stomping all over those poor little sheep. In other news, everything's going quite well in terms of defenses here. I've double walled up in a few places. I've got a ton of towers here, and composite bows and steel swords and spears everywhere are certainly helping everything else along. This town is looking pretty tidy as well. I cleared out a little bit more bits and bobs here and there. We've got more food storage, and I'll just give it a rest. Alerts. Hay is everything just seems to be okay, but as you can see, the hay just is this drastic drop, and the cattle, yeah, I had them at like 140 at one point. The only way to keep from totally running out of hay is just to murder every blimmin' cow I bother to find like that. And I'm hoping we'll see repairs come in. Starting to see some stones. I've also asked that they grab all the menhirs out there to bring them in to build another little Stonehenge, and there should be some. There's one on trucks. They're being dragged. There are a bunch around. In theory, I've dug up 8 of them. So I'm expecting over the next literally several years of gameplay for those to be dragged in, which I'm not sure I'm going to wait around for, because everything is ticking along very well, and I feel like I'm starting to hit some kind of game limit. Arguably, I've even broken the game by hitting 200 people. I'm going to show one more little raider attack, just so you can see how we fare against them now. They come in like in groups of 15, so they're pretty substantial. But we do manage to fight them off, which is fun. So I've got a bit of bad news here for Drake. Drake, old female, she's facing like a dozen... Oh, she briefly faced a dozen warriors. I need to turn on the alarm. Everybody, run away. Even the cows run away. But they do quite conveniently butcher a bunch of them, which I'll be frank is usually pretty helpful. We're on... Okay, what on earth are you doing? Dude, you coming out to see your wife? Nah, you just want to steal their stuff. Oh, that was not... that was not a smart decision, dude. Oh my god. Oh dear. Let's have a look. Can we get a nice shot in here? Hey, I'm just chilling out here. Got raiders in the long grass. I have a little sleep. They're not butchering this one. It's probably because I marked it for butcher. They don't want to save me the trouble. Everyone's come inside. Alright, yeah. So they're now hitting our walls. You guys, come out here. Like, I'm trying to double click, and honestly, it's a real mission. And some of these people are not moving very fast either. I think that's all of them. Yep, that's all of them. That was a short, sweet raider raid, which didn't do that much, except poor old these two idiots over here got themselves ganked. You muppets. I don't know what to say. You just totally deserve that. Well, you're joining me for one more raider raid. I happen to have my far sight primal vision on, and I saw these guys coming in. There's usually about 15. I suspect there's 15 here too. I've sounded the alarm a little early. So would you Just please hurry up and get to your station. Your stamina's low because you're depressed? I don't care. I want to make sure we've got people in these guard towers. Nowhere near enough people in these guard towers. Will you, like, man these... Come on. Get on with it. Like, get in there. They should be doing it themselves, but they're being a little bit slack. I will be perfectly frank. Where are the cows going? What are you lot all doing? Oh, God, they just drive me batty. You. Come on. Like, run. They should do it themselves, but never mind. We'll just have to wait. Where are you lot going? Oh, you want to go up to these guard towers? Oh, fair enough. Those were for another band of raiders that seem to keep coming down the side of the river. But we're just going to have to wait here. If they come in one at a time... Alright, close this gate. Oh, did the cow? I don't think so. I'd like to think the cow just smashed them and they died. Any more for any more? Alright, you lot, go and smack that wall. That's why we made it double thick across most of this area. Well, one of the reasons. Are any of you hanging around here? Maybe come out here? If I double click, will you run? Not really. Alright, come on, a bit more. You're gonna take the gate? Alright, fair enough. I want to open it because I don't want to lose my gate. So come on over here. Oh, well, you're gonna break it anyway and attack the wall while you're at it. Yeah, stick that one full of arrows. Come on. Come on, get them. One more. Oh, you people are very lackluster when it comes to getting your ass into gear, so to speak. I think that's all it. I think they're done. Brilliant. And we only lost the gate. And the population's been hovering back and forth between about 175 and 185, 90. It seems... I don't know what kind of miracle it takes to get the population to go much higher, but it certainly hasn't been one that's been working in my favor. So I'm just going to pop this gate back in. And I've arranged it like that because I've figured out that I quite like to double gate, and that helps keep things around a little bit longer with double walls. And also, actually, I mailed the developers and asked which side was in, which side was out for walls, and they said it didn't matter. The peasants try and figure out what the inside of a gate is. I guess, you know, if there's a loop, they can kind of figure that out, and they stand on the inside of the gate, ready to repel anyone who makes it through. So there you go. Gates don't have a side, but as you can see, I can have two gates, which is, yeah, quite handy. Slows down the raiders a little bit. But as it stands, these raiders all died, and our town is absolutely capable of handling 225 people. But it's been several hours taking to record this episode, and we just can't quite get to that number of people. I've increased food diversity. We've got worship sites around. We've got more coming in. I have an insane number of cattle. Like, just have a look at them. They're just everywhere. Look, it's winter now, so they're all going to try and pile in here, but there's not enough room. So we get these armies of cows just wandering the landscape. Look. Is there any room in the inn? No. Next. They're just wandering, forever wandering, storming their way through. No, this one's full. Get out. It's kind of funny. I find it kind of hysterical. I suspect that part of the problem is that we have these very long distances. Sometimes people starve to death walking between towns, which is a little distressing. And even if I go through and just murder dozens of cows, like I'm going to do right now, just kill all of them, please. Cut down the numbers. They're just everywhere. The smell is just horrendous. They're just pooping all over the place. It's disgusting. Even when I cut their numbers down, still don't see a big rise in population. So I think that's just where the game is at right now, and my odd arrangement of towns. But still, I'm pretty pleased. That's like 3, nicely big towns spread across the map here, which for this very lumpy map I think is pretty good. And they're all holding off raiders and continuing to sustain themselves beautifully. And I think that's where we're going to end it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Check my channel out for other base builders and interesting videos, and do subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Until next time, I've been TinyPirate. Good night.